Stop. Before you click anything else, before you check your charts, before you make your next trade, take a deep breath and listen carefully. Because what I'm about to share with you could be the single most important 30 days of your trading life. And I'm not exaggerating. Most traders think the market is their biggest enemy. They blame brokers, news, or bad luck. But the truth, the biggest obstacle between you and consistent profits isn't the market at all. It's your own mind, your impulses, your fear, your greed, your doubt, every losing trade, every impulsive decision, every late entry, every revenge trade. It all comes from one simple source. You imagine waking up tomorrow with the ability to trade without fear, to enter a trade with confidence and exit without panic, to accept losses as tuition, and let profits grow without emotion. Imagine having the kind of self-discipline that most traders spend years chasing, often never finding. That's exactly what the next 30 days will do for you. This is the 30-day Trading Psychology Mastery Challenge. A challenge designed not to teach you a new strategy, not to give you a shortcut, but to completely rewire your mind, your habits, and your approach to trading for the next 30 days. Every thought, every emotion, every action you take in trading will be deliberate. You will stop reacting. You will start responding. You will stop chasing setups, stop panicking during drawdowns, and stop letting FOMO control your account. You'll learn the difference between a trader who is simply lucky and a trader who is consistently profitable. Because they have mastered the most powerful tool any trader has, their own mind. I know what you're thinking. I've tried mindset challenges before. I've tried to be disciplined. I fail every time, and I get it, because here's the thing. Trading is not a skill you can learn in isolation. Anyone can learn indicators, charts, and strategies. But the people who consistently make money over months and years, they are not smarter. They are not luckier. They are mentally tougher. They have built mental habits that protect them from their worst impulses. And today, I'm going to show you how to build those habits in just 30 days. Here's what this challenge will do for you. You will learn to identify the emotional triggers that sabotage every trade. You will build a step-by-step routine to prepare your mind before the market even opens. You will develop patience, discipline, and confidence so that every trade you take is intentional, calculated, and unemotional. You will train yourself to accept losses calmly, take profits mechanically, and stick to rules no matter what the charts do. You will stop guessing, stop overtrading, and start trading like a professional. But let me warn you, this will not be easy. Your mind will resist. Old habits will scream. Fear, greed, and doubt will try to pull you back into your old patterns. You'll have days where you want to quit, where you feel like this is too much work. But that's the point. This is where real traders are made. Not when the trades go your way, but when your emotions fail and you rise above them. Anyway, if you commit to the next 30 days, follow the process, and apply it daily, you will see a transformation that no strategy or indicator alone can give. You will become a trader who is disciplined, focused, patient, and resilient. You will gain control over yourself, and in doing so, control over your results. So if you're ready to stop being a slave to fear, to stop letting your emotions dictate your trades, and to finally step into the mindset of a professional trader, then this 30-day Trading Psychology Mastery Challenge is your gateway. For the next 30 days, your mission is simple. Master yourself before you try to master the markets. Let's begin. Today you take the first step, and from here, every day you will grow stronger, more disciplined, and more confident than the day before. This is your journey to emotional mastery in trading, and it starts right now. Know that you understand the importance of mindset. Let's talk about the hard truth, why most traders fail, and I mean most. Studies show that around 90% of retail traders lose money consistently. 90%. That's not because they don't have strategies, not because they don't have indicators, not because they don't watch the news. It's because they ignore the single most important element in trading: their own mind. Think about it. You might know the perfect setup. You might see the chart lining up exactly as the strategy dictates. And yet, you hesitate. You second guess. You enter too late or too early. You exit too soon. Or worse, you revenge trade after a loss. And then once again, the market proves cruel and you end up frustrated, broke, and confused. Why does this happen? Because most traders operate on emotional autopilot. They are driven by fear, greed, hope, and FOMO. When a trade goes against them, fear takes over. They panic, they tighten their stops, they close early, and they make decisions that destroy their edge. When a trade runs in their favor, greed takes over. They add too much, hold too long, and watch profits evaporate. Hope creeps in when they should stick to rules and FOMO. Oh, FOMO is the silent killer. It drags them into setups that aren't even there just because they don't want to miss out. Most traders fail because they try to fight the market instead of themselves. They blame the market, the broker, or external circumstances. But the truth is always the same. The market doesn't care about you. It never will. It's not personal. Every loss, every missed opportunity, every painful drawdown is the reflection of your own mind, your impulses, your lack of discipline, your untrained emotions. Let's break down the common traps that keep traders stuck in a losing cycle. Trap 1. Impulse trading. You see a candle move fast or a breakout happen, and without thinking, you jump in. You convince yourself it's a sure thing, but impulse trading ignores risk, ignores rules, and ignores your plan. It is the fastest way to lose money. Trap 2. Revenge trading. You lose and now your mind screams for vengeance. You want the money back immediately, so you double down, chase the market or take reckless positions, but the market doesn't respond to your anger. It only punishes impatience. Trap 3. Overtrading. Some traders think more trades mean more profits. They flood the market with entries thinking they are increasing their odds. But overtrading is just a symptom of emotional instability. The brain that cannot sit quietly will always make mistakes. Trap 4. Lack of discipline. The strategy is there, the plan is there, but discipline is missing. Discipline isn't just following rules. It's controlling emotions, following processes, and doing what is required even when the mind resists. Without it, a good plan is useless. Trap 5. Fear of losing. Traders who fear losing control their trades too tightly. Stops are moved, positions are cut prematurely, and small losses turn into missed opportunities. Ironically, the more they try to avoid loss, the faster they lose their edge. Trap 6. Overconfidence. On the other side, some traders think they are smarter than the market. They ignore rules, overlever, and take risks they shouldn't. Overconfidence is just fear disguised as ego, and it often leads to catastrophic losses. These traps are not new. They are as old as the markets themselves, and yet almost every trader falls into them repeatedly. Why? Because they never train their mind. They spend months or years learning strategies, but zero time learning how to control themselves. And here's the brutal truth. No strategy, no indicator, no secret pattern will save you from your own psychological weaknesses. If you want to succeed in trading, you must first understand this simple fact. Your mind is either your greatest asset or your worst enemy. Most traders fail because they never confront this fact. They never see that every impulsive trade, every panic exit, every emotional decision is a reflection of their own untrained psychology. But here's the good news. This is trainable. Your mind can be rewired. Your emotional responses can be disciplined. Your fears can be managed. And this 30-day trading psychology mastery challenge exists to do exactly that. To take you from being a reactive, emotional trader to a calm, disciplined, and consistently profitable trader. For the next 30 days, you will systematically dismantle these traps. You will face the impulses that have sabotaged you. You will confront your fear of loss. You will learn to detach from greed, eliminate FOMO, and stop chasing every market movement. You will not just learn to trade, you will learn to control yourself. Because here's the truth. The market doesn't care about your emotions, and it never will. But if you master yourself, if you master your psychology, the market will eventually reward you. You will stop losing to yourself and start winning consistently. So, before we move into the 30-day challenge, remember this. The reason most traders fail is not because they are unlucky or unskilled. It's because they are untrained mentally, and that is exactly what you are about to fix. Welcome to the heart of this journey, the 30-day trading psychology mastery challenge. These next 30 days are not about learning a new indicator, a secret, strategy, or a shortcut to instant profits. They are about something far more powerful. Mastering your mind. Your mind is the battlefield where your success or failure is decided, and over the next 30 days we will take control of it together. Every day in this challenge is deliberately structured to teach you a critical skill to correct destructive habits and to build mental strength that will make you a disciplined, patient, and consistent trader. This is not easy. Some days will challenge you more than any losing streak ever could. But the Transformation you'll experience will be worth it. Day 1. Emotional baseline check. We start at the very beginning. Awareness. Today you will take stock of your current emotional state regarding trading. Open a journal and write down every feeling that comes to mind when you think of trading. Fear, anxiety, excitement, greed, regret, frustration, hope, and doubt. Identify your triggers. When do you panic? When do you chase trades impulsively? When do you exit too early or too late? Write down not only your feelings but also the situations that create them. This exercise will shine a light on the invisible forces controlling your decisions. Awareness is the foundation of change, and without it, all other lessons will fail. Day 2. Pre-trade clarity ritual. Developing a pre-trade ritual trains your brain to enter the market with calm focus. Take 2 to 3 minutes before every trading session to close your eyes. Breathe deeply and visualize yourself executing trades perfectly according to plan. Imagine yourself seeing opportunities clearly, entering with discipline, managing risk, and exiting calmly regardless of outcome. Set a strong mental intention to trade deliberately and unemotionally. Over time, this ritual becomes a neurological trigger for focus and composure. Day 3. Journaling every trade. The journal is your mirror. Today, you start logging every trade meticulously. Entry point, exit point, position size, your reasoning, emotional state, and outcome. Include notes on your mental reactions, impulses, and hesitation. This journal is more valuable than any indicator or signal. Reviewing it will reveal patterns you can't see in the heat of trading. It will expose emotional weaknesses, highlight strengths, and guide improvements. This practice, repeated consistently, will turn emotional chaos into disciplined clarity. Day 4. Patience. Practice patience is the single most underrated trading skill. Today, you commit to taking only perfect setups. Ignore anything that is mediocre or tempting. Avoid chasing charts, jumping on hype, or forcing trades because you feel you need to be active. By waiting for quality opportunities, you teach your mind to value precision over activity. Every trade you skip is a victory. Every trade you enter with full discipline reinforces your ability to stay calm under pressure. Day 5. Emotional detachment exercise. Detachment is essential for today. Observe the market without placing a single trade. Watch price movements, candle patterns, and potential setups. Do not react, do not enter. Notice how the urge to act arises and then fades. By practicing non-reaction, you strengthen the part of your brain responsible for discipline. You begin to realize that market fluctuations are not personal attacks, and that your peace of mind is more valuable than every small opportunity. Day 6. Understanding fear of loss. Loss is inevitable in trading. Today, identify your fears. Ask yourself, what happens if I lose 1, 2, 5, or even 10% of my account? Write down your worst case scenarios and your emotional responses. Then develop rational plans for managing these losses. Facing fear directly removes its power. When you trade without fear, your decisions become deliberate and controlled instead of reactive and destructive. Day 7. Accepting losses mechanically. Today's focus is on accepting losses as part of the game. Place your trades with predefined stop losses and follow them without adjustment. This exercise is crucial. Emotional control is not about avoiding losses, it's about not letting losses destroy your mental state or your process. Mechanical acceptance of loss strengthens resilience and prevents the spiral of frustration that leads to revenge trading. Day 8. Handling winning trades. Greed can be as damaging as fear. Today, focus on winning trades and how to manage them properly. Follow your plan meticulously. Lock partial profits, trail stops carefully, and resist the urge to add more impulsively. Mastery of winning trades ensures that you don't give back your profits due to overconfidence, impatience, or excitement. The ability to handle success calmly is the hallmark of a professional trader. Day 9. FOMO detox. Fear of missing out is a silent killer. For the next 24 hours, avoid taking trades that are not clearly part of your strategy. Observe the temptation to jump in because of hype or emotion. Label it as FOMO and consciously resist it. Training your mind to ignore unnecessary impulses strengthens patience and confidence, teaching you that missing a trade is far better than taking the wrong trade. Day 10. Trade only what you see, not what you hope. Trading is a game of facts, not hope. Today, focus on observing the market objectively. Only execute trades that meet your predefined criteria. Ignore speculation, hunches, or desires for a quick win. Discipline comes from strict adherence to your rules, not hope for a miraculous outcome. Day 11, micro routine for emotional reset. Develop a simple 2-minute pre-trade reset you can use anytime you feel stress or emotion interfering. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and repeat a mantra such as, I trade with discipline, patience, and clarity. This routine trains your mind to return to a calm state even in volatile markets, reinforcing emotional control and deliberate action. Day 12, review and reflect. Take time today to review your journal entries from the first 11 days. Look for patterns. When did emotion control you? When did you remain disciplined? Identify both victories and weaknesses. Celebrate small wins, but also create a plan for areas that need improvement. Reflection builds awareness and accountability, which are crucial for consistent trading. Day 13, visualization of discipline. Spend 5 to 10 minutes visualizing yourself trading perfectly, under pressure. See yourself entering trades with calm focus, following your rules, managing risk flawlessly, and remaining detached from outcomes. Visualization primes your mind to respond correctly in real-life trading situations, strengthening habits and reinforcing confidence. Day 14, trading without screens. Take part of the day away from the charts and mentally analyze past trades. Ask yourself, why did I enter? Why did I exit? Was I influenced by emotion? Mentally rehearsing trades without real time. Pressure trains your mind for clarity, patience, and discipline without the distraction of live charts. Day 15, mid-challenge self-evaluation. Congratulations, you are now halfway through the challenge. Take stock of your progress. Notice any changes in your awareness, patience, and discipline. Evaluate your journal and identify emotional triggers you've begun to control. Recommit to the next 15 days, knowing that the most transformative lessons lie ahead. These next days will take the foundation you've built and push it deeper, teaching execution, mastery, professional mindset, and identity transformation as a trader. By completing day 15, you have already laid a powerful foundation. You've identified emotional triggers, built pre-trade rituals, created disciplined journaling habits, practiced patience and detachment, learned to accept losses, managed winning trades, resisted FOMO, and built self-awareness. These skills are not optional. They are the essential building blocks of a consistent, profitable trader. The next 15 days will transform these practices into automatic habits that will define the professional trader you are becoming. This is where mindset mastery meets execution mastery, and your journey to emotional control and consistent trading begins in earnest. Day 16 starts with one of the most important truths. Confidence is not a feeling. Confidence is evidence. Open your trading journal and review every trade from the past 2 weeks. Study them like a scientist. Look at your entries, exits, stop placements, your emotional state before and after the trade. Notice where you acted with clarity and where fear or impulsiveness interfered. You are not here to judge yourself. You are here to understand yourself. And the moment a trader understands themselves better than they understand the market, they stop guessing and start trusting their process. Confidence built on emotion breaks under pressure, but confidence built on data becomes unshakable. As you analyze your trades, highlight hesitation, highlight panic exits, highlight revenge trades, highlight the places where you acted like your best version. These patterns are your psychological mirror. They reveal what no indicator can show you. Confidence through data means trading with self-awareness instead of ego. It means your decisions become intentional instead of emotional. Today you earn your confidence, one insight at a time. Day 17 shifts your focus to the foundation of emotional stability. Risk management. Decide today the exact percentage of your account you will risk on each trade. 1 cent, 1.5, 2, whatever keeps your emotions neutral. Risk management is not a technical skill. It's a psychological shield. The reason small traders panic is because they risk too much. The reason professionals stay calm is because they risk so little that any single loss becomes irrelevant. When the brain knows that no trade can destroy you, it stops overreacting, stops tensing up, stops forcing outcomes. Proper risk creates mental freedom. Today, write down your risk percentage in your journal and commit to never moving your stop. Loss based on emotion. Notice how much calmer you feel knowing that your downside is cap. That feeling is mastery. Day 18 is all about execution discipline. The difference between knowing what to do and actually doing it. Many traders have good strategies, but almost none follow them consistently. Today, commit to absolute discipline. Enter only when every condition of your setup is met. Exit only when your predetermined rules tell you to exit. No bending the rules. No, maybe this time. No, just this once. As you trade today, observe every urge to cheat your system. Real growth happens exactly in those moments when temptation appears and you choose discipline instead. Execution discipline creates identity. Identity creates consistency. Consistency creates results. Today is where that chain begins. Day 19 introduces one of the hardest mental skills in trading: detachment. You are not your wins. You are not your losses. The market does not reward your emotions or punish your mood. Your identity must detach from your outcomes if you want clarity under pressure. Today, observe the market without attaching yourself to the result of any trade. If price moves against you, breathe. Notice your emotional response, but don't react. If it moves in your favor, avoid the urge to hold longer than planned or suddenly increase your lot size. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop identifying. Gains and losses become neutral information, not emotional triggers. When a trader reaches this level, they make decisions based on logic, not adrenaline. Day 20 guides you into handling drawdowns like a professional. Losing streaks are not punishments, they are tests. Every trader faces them. What separates winners from losers is the response. Today, close your eyes and imagine 3 losing trades back to back. Feel the tension rise. Feel the urge to overtrade. Feel the temptation to make it back. Now, choose calm. Choose discipline. Choose patience. Visualize yourself following your plan exactly even in the middle of a drawdown. Journal your feelings. Acknowledge fear, but refuse to act from it. This is how you build resilience, not by winning streaks, but by staying composed during losing ones. Day 21 is about refining your trading plan. A strategy is not a fixed object, it is a living document. Today, examine your system. What works consistently? What keeps failing? What needs improvement? Adjust based on evidence, not emotions. Professionals evolve their systems slowly and logically. Casual traders change everything after a single bad trade. Today, create or refine your pre-trade checklist. Include entry criteria, risk parameters, position sizing, exit rules. Reduce randomness, reduce guesswork. Your plan is your compass. Strengthen it. Day 22 focuses on advanced visualization. Mental rehearsal for real trading conditions. Sit quietly for 10 minutes and visualize a perfect trading session. See yourself entering with patience and confidence. See yourself managing the trade calmly. See yourself exiting flawlessly. Most importantly, visualize losing trades. See yourself accepting the stop loss without emotional disturbance. Visualize winning trades. See yourself locking profits without greed. When the brain rehearses success, it becomes familiar with it. And what feels familiar becomes easier to execute under pressure. Visualization is not fantasy. It is psychological programming. Day 23 brings meditation for market cal. Sit for 5 to 10 minutes. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Imagine the market as a flowing river, constant moving, ever-changing, but unable to disturb the calm inside you. Meditation reduces emotional noise. It quiets the internal chatter that causes impulsive trades. A calm mind sees clarity. A calm mind follows rules. A calm mind reacts like a professional. Today, you train your emotional stillness. Day 24 introduces the mental mindset. From now on, every time you feel fear, greed, doubt, or impatience, pause and ask yourself, what would a disciplined professional trader do right now? This question shifts your mindset instantly into a more elevated version of yourself. You become your own guide. You stop reacting and start choosing. Mentorship is not only external. The strongest mentor lives inside your own discipline. Today, speak to yourself like a guide, not a critic. Day 25 is the identity shift. One of the most powerful psychological steps in this challenge. Your actions always follow your identity. If you see yourself as a struggling trader, you will act like one. If you see yourself as a consistent trader, your actions naturally align. Today, ask yourself, who am I as a trader? Visualize the trader you want to become. Calm, patient, disciplined, consistent. Then begin acting as that trader, not tomorrow, not after a winning streak, but today. Identity reshapes behavior. Behavior reshapes results. Results reinforce identity. This is the loop of transformation. Day 26 is about the automation of discipline. At this stage of the challenge, many behaviors should be feeling more natural. Journaling, risk, control, emotional detachment, waiting for your setups. They start becoming automatic. This is the moment you realize discipline is not a fight, it's a habit. Today, notice how your brain responds under pressure. Observe how much easier it feels to follow rules compared to week 1. Recognize your progress. This is the point where discipline stops feeling forced and starts feeling natural. Day 27 teaches you to filter market noise. The market constantly throws distractions at you, rumors, news spikes, unpredictable movements. Successful traders don't react to these, they filter them out. Today, focus only on your setup, your plan, your criteria. Ignore everything else. When the market tries to pull your attention with random movements, consciously guide your focus back to your rules. Noise creates emotional decisions. Rules create professional decisions. Today, you choose to listen only to what matters. Day 28 is about mastering your winning edge. Go back to your best trades. Analyze them deeply. What made them work so well? What mindset were you in? What made your execution smooth? Reinforce these behaviors in your mind. Winning patterns must be repeated, strengthened, and internalized. Most traders obsess over mistakes. Professionals obsess over the behaviors that create excellence. Today, you reinforce your edge until it becomes your natural state. Day 29 is your emotional graduation test. Enter the market as usual, but your mission is different today. Observe every emotional reaction in real time. Fear, greed, doubt, impatience, overconfidence. Notice them, feel them, but do not act on them. This is your exam, the test of whether the last 29 days have changed your emotional structure. Trading under pressure while staying calm is the definition of mental mastery. Today you prove to yourself that you have evolved. You are no longer the trader who reacts. You are the trader who thinks, who decides, who executes with clarity. This is the day you realize how far you've come and how close you are to becoming unstoppable. On day 30, when the market closed, something subtle shifted inside him. It wasn't victory. It wasn't confidence. And it wasn't even relief. It was something deeper, something quieter, something he had never felt before. For the first time in his trading journey, he realized the battle he had been fighting wasn't with the market at all. He had been fighting himself. The charts weren't the enemy. His emotions were. And the moment that truth hit him, everything started to make sense. He remembered the old version of himself. The trader he used to be before this transformation even began. The one who panicked at every sudden candle, who felt his heartbeat spike every time price moved against him, who chased random setups just because he hated being left out. That old trader lived in fear, fear of losing, fear of missing out, fear of being wrong, fear of not becoming the trader he desperately wanted to be. But something different was happening now. As he sat on his chair staring at the quiet screen, he felt an unfamiliar calm settling inside him. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was simply there, steady, grounded, powerful. He whispered to himself almost unconsciously, "I'm finally becoming the trader I was supposed to be." Because the real transformation never begins when you change your strategy. It begins when you change your identity. He could feel that shift happening day by day, trade by trade, decision by decision. The old trader inside him reacted to everything. The new trader observed everything. The old trader needed to be right. The new trader needed to follow the plan. The old trader treated the market like a casino. The new trader treated it like a business. But the biggest difference of all was emotional. The old trader's emotions controlled him. But the new trader had finally learned to control his emotions. Before, if one candle went against him, a storm of panic would erupt inside his mind. Thoughts would spiral. What if this reverses? What if I lose again? What if I just close now? His breathing would change, his hands would tighten, and his focus would collapse. But now he breathed slowly. He watched calmly. He waited for confirmation. He was no longer fighting the market. He was flowing with it. He started seeing before and after changes in the smallest moments. Before he woke up, checking his phone, eager and desperate to know what price did overnight. After he woke up, checking himself, making sure he was emotionally ready to trade. Before he entered setups because he felt something. After he entered them only when the chart showed something. Before a single red candle could break his confidence. After one loss couldn't even shake his discipline. He remembered one powerful day when the market was trending aggressively, creating the perfect trap for impulsive traders. His old self would have jumped in immediately, chasing the move with zero patience. But this new version of him, he watched it pass. He didn't enter, didn't chase, didn't even flinch, and he whispered to himself, "Missing a trade is better than forcing one." That short sentence showed him how far he had come. Something had changed at the core. Inside his head, the internal voice had transformed. The old voice was frantic. "Enter now or you'll miss it. You need to recover the last loss, just one more trade." But the new voice was calm, firm, disciplined, wet. "Let the market come to you. Follow the plan. One trade won't make you, and one loss won't break you." This emotional evolution wasn't just mental, it was spiritual. He no longer felt desperate. He no longer felt attacked by every price movement. He no longer felt like the market was testing him. He discovered a quiet confidence. The kind only real traders ever reach, the kind that comes from mastery, not luck. One morning he sat down to trade and realized something shocking. He felt neutral. Not excited, not nervous, not tense, just neutral. That neutrality was the breakthrough he had been waiting for. Emotional neutrality means power. It means freedom from impulses. It means clarity. It means control. And the truth finally clicked. The market doesn't reward the smartest trader or the fastest or the loudest. It rewards the calmest. He understood now that his mindset was the real system. His emotions were his real indicators, and his discipline was his real strategy. When he finally turned off his screens, that day, he didn't smile or celebrate. He simply breathed deeply and felt something he had never felt before. Control. Not control over the market, but control over himself. And that was the real emotional transformation. Every trader dreams of becoming disciplined, consistent, and emotionally stable. But the path to that version of yourself is blocked by the same mindset traps that catch almost everyone. These mistakes don't appear suddenly. They creep into your routine, infect your thinking, and slowly pull you away from your plan. And the difficult truth is this: you don't lose because you don't know how to trade. You lose because your mindset makes you trade in ways you swore you wouldn't. The first major trap is overconfidence, the silent killer of discipline. It usually arrives after a few wins, when your mind starts whispering that you've figured out the market. Suddenly, your standards drop. The same trader who was careful, observant, and patient yesterday begins taking trades outside. The system today. Overconfidence convinces you that you're above risk, above the plan, above the rules. It makes you enter early, risk more, ignore stops, and assume that the market will bend to your expectations. But the market is ruthless. The moment you believe you're unbeatable is the moment it humbles you the hardest. Every great trader eventually learns the lesson. Confidence comes from discipline, not from winning streaks. The next trap, overtrading, is even more dangerous because it disguises itself as productivity. You start convincing yourself that more trades mean more opportunities, more setups, more chances to win. But more trades really mean more emotional decisions, more impulsive entries, more unnecessary losses. Overtrading is a reaction to discomfort. You trade because you can't sit still. You trade because waiting feels painful. You trade because silence feels like failure. But true traders know that the real skill is sitting on your hands. The market doesn't reward activity. It rewards accuracy. Every unnecessary trade is a tax you pay to your own impatience. Another mindset mistake that destroys traders is impulse behavior. The spontaneous emotional decisions that happen faster than your brain can process. Impulse behavior is trading on instinct without analysis. Entering because the candle looks strong. Closing because price dipped for a few seconds. Chasing a move because you felt left out. It's the same energy as someone grabbing the steering wheel when panicking on the road. Impulse trading is your survival instinct kicking in at the wrong time. And every time you act on impulse, you disconnect from your plan. You stop using logic and start using fear. You stop trading the chart and start trading your emotions. The transformation only begins when you train yourself to pause, breathe, and check your rules before every single decision. The fourth trap is breaking your own rules, which is the most painful mistake because it doesn't come from lack of knowledge. It comes from lack of control. Every trader has rules, entry criteria, risk limits, stop loss, placements, session timings, confirmation signals. But in the heat of the moment, the emotional mind starts negotiating. Just this once, that looks good enough. I'll fix it later. I don't want to miss this one. Every time you break your rules, you break trust with yourself. And once that trust is broken, discipline becomes harder the next day and even harder the day after that. Because the truth is simple rules protect you from yourself. They exist for the exact moments when your emotions are strongest. A trader with no rules is just a gambler with a chart. But a trader who has rules and still ignores them is even worse. They know what to do. But choose emotional comfort over long-term success. One of the most dangerous mindset mistakes, especially for newer traders, is switching strategies over and over again. It feels productive because you're learning new things, exploring new systems, and trying different indicators. But deep down, strategy hopping is emotional avoidance. You run from discomfort. You run from losses. You run from the part of the process where you must improve. Every strategy on earth has losing trades. Every system has drawdowns. Every setup has imperfect days. But when you switch strategies, every time something goes wrong, you never give yourself a chance to develop mastery. You never learn the nuances. You never build confidence. You never grow through adversity. You end up stuck in a loop, excited at the beginning of every new strategy, frustrated when losses come, and searching for the next perfect system. But the perfect system doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is your ability to execute consistently, and consistency can never grow if your strategy is always changing. The real problem behind all these mistakes, overconfidence, overtrading, impulse behavior, breaking rules, switching strategies, is emotional instability. Each one is rooted in fear, ego, impatience, or the need for quick validation. And the painful reality is that these mindset traps don't just ruin trades, they ruin traders. But the moment you become aware of them, the moment you see them clearly for what they are, you take back power. You stop acting unconsciously, you stop reacting emotionally. You start recognizing the patterns inside yourself, the triggers, the urges, the moments when you're old. Habits try to pull you back, and that awareness is the beginning of discipline. Because the trader who avoids these mindset traps is the trader who eventually thrives. Not the fastest, not the smartest, not the luckiest, but the most self-aware. The one who sees his mistakes in advance. The one who refuses to fall into the same emotional cycles. The one who treats his mind with the same seriousness as his strategy. That trader becomes unstoppable. The whole purpose of this challenge isn't to become perfect or fearless or robotic. It's to become emotionally detached enough that the market can no longer control you. Most traders think emotional control means forcing themselves not to feel anything. But that's not how it works. You don't become emotionless by eliminating emotions. You become emotionless by no longer allowing emotions to influence your decisions. This challenge is designed to strip away the parts of you that react, panic, chase, or overthink. It forces you to operate from discipline instead of impulse. And the deeper you go, the more you will realize something powerful. Trading is not about controlling the market. It's about controlling yourself. The first step toward emotional detachment is understanding that every emotion you feel during trading is just a signal, not a command. Fear, greed, impatience, excitement, hesitation, these are normal, but the old version of you acted on them instantly. When you felt fear, you closed early. When you felt greed, you held too long. When you felt impatience, you entered bad trades. But through this challenge, you learn to observe these emotions like clouds passing through your mind. You acknowledge them, but you don't act on them. You create space between feeling and doing. And in that space is where emotional mastery is born. Emotional detachment happens when your identity shifts from a trader reacting to the market to trader following a system, which leads to the second step of this transformation, mechanical execution. This is where most traders fail because they think mechanical execution takes away creativity or intuition. But the truth is it removes chaos. Mechanical execution means you no longer decide based on how you feel. You decide based on what your rules say. If your system requires 2 confirmations, you wait for 2 confirmations. If your plan says risk 1, you risk 1. If your strategy says wait for the candle close, you wait for the candle close. You stop improvising. You stop guessing. You stop adjusting your plan mid-trade. You follow your rules with the same consistency as a machine. This challenge trains you to reach that state. Each day you repeat the same checklist, the same process, the same steps. Over time, your brain begins to understand that discipline is not optional. It's survival. And when you finally execute, Mechanically, something magical happens. Emotions lose their power. They can scream, whisper, push, pull, distract, but they can't control you anymore because your actions no longer depend on them. Mechanical execution removes emotional influence, and that opens the door to the third crucial element, building a repeatable system. A repeatable system is the foundation of an emotionless trader. Without a repeatable system, every decision becomes emotional. Every trade feels personal. Every loss feels unfair. A system removes that. A system gives you rules, structure, and clarity. It gives you a framework you can trust even on difficult days. But the most important thing a system does is create consistency. You stop asking yourself what to do next. You already know. This challenge forces you to stick to one system long enough for it to become part of you, long enough to understand its rhythm, its losing streaks, its winning periods, and its natural fluctuations. The system becomes your anchor, and once you trust it deeply, you no longer rely on emotions to guide you. You rely on structure. And that trust leads directly into the final step, routine building. Routine is what turns discipline into identity. The problem with most traders is that they approach the market randomly. They wake up at different times. They analyze differently each day. They take trades in different moods. They allow life to bleed into their trading. And because everything is inconsistent outside, everything becomes inconsistent inside. But a strong routine changes everything. A routine builds emotional stability. It puts your mind into trading mode the same way an athlete prepares for a match. It separates your personal life from your trading life. It reduces decision fatigue. It reduces emotional noise. And most importantly, a routine creates predictability in your behavior even when the market is unpredictable. This challenge teaches you how to create that routine, waking up at the same time, analyzing the market the same way, journaling daily, reviewing wins and losses the same way, taking breaks at the same intervals, setting entry alerts instead of staring at charts. These routines build a fortress around your mindset. You slowly become someone who doesn't rely on motivation. You rely on structure. You don't rely on hope. You rely on data. You don't rely on how you feel. You rely on what you do consistently. By the end of this challenge, something profound happens. You stop needing emotional control because you've built an environment where emotions have no influence. You stop needing willpower because your system and routine do the work. You stop needing to act disciplined because discipline becomes who you are. That is how you become emotionless in trading, not by killing your emotions, but by outgrowing them. Through detachment, mechanical execution, a repeatable system, and a solid routine, you transform from a reactive trader into a controlled one. And that transformation is what creates consistency, confidence, and long-term success. When you look back at this entire 30-day journey, you'll realize something powerful. It was never just about becoming a better trader. It was about becoming a stronger version of yourself. These 30 days weren't designed to turn you into a genius or an overnight millionaire. They were designed to rebuild the part of you that trading has been breaking for months, maybe even years. The part of you that doubted yourself every time you took a loss. The part of you that chased the market because you were afraid of missing out. The part of you that questioned whether you were ever going to make it. This challenge forced you to confront those weaknesses head on. Day 1 taught you awareness, understanding the emotions controlling your decisions. Day 2 taught you honesty, facing your habits without excuses. Day 3 taught you to track your behavior. Day 4 and 5 trained you to slow down your impulses. Days 6 through 10 forced you to commit to rules even when emotions tried to pull you away. Days 11 to 15 taught you the skill of watching the market without reacting to it. Days 16 to 20 pushed you into mechanical execution where feelings became irrelevant. Days 21 to 25 built confidence from routine instead of randomness. Days 26 to 30 transformed your thinking completely by showing you what trading looks like when discipline becomes your identity. Each day chipped away at the old version of you, the emotional trader who entered too early, exited too soon, doubled risk out of frustration, or skipped setups out of fear. And each day built a new version of you, patient, steady, structured, calm, and finally in control. During these 30 days, you learned how dangerous overconfidence can be, how destructive overtrading is, how impulse behavior ruins potential, and how breaking rules destroys consistency. You learn that strategy switching keeps traders trapped for years, and that real mastery comes from sticking to one approach long enough to understand it deeply. You learned how to detach from emotions, execute mechanically, follow a repeatable system, and build a routine that shields your mindset from chaos. The truth is, this wasn't just a challenge, it was a blueprint for your future. Because once you've experienced what emotionally detached trading feels like, you can never go back to the old version of yourself. You can't unsee the clarity. You can't unfeel the discipline. You can't forget the control. These 30 days showed you that consistency isn't magic. It's the outcome of doing the right things every single day, even when you don't feel like it. And now, at the end of this journey, you stand at a crossroads. Most traders will stop here. They'll feel good for a moment and then slowly fall back into the old patterns. But not you. Not after everything you've learned. Not after everything you've felt. You didn't come this far just to come this far. You came here to transform permanently, to become the trader with patience, presence, discipline, and calm execution. This is your new baseline. This is the version of you that will build long-term success. Now, it's time to take this growth and push it even further, because the next step in your journey is where everything becomes real. This challenge built the mindset, but the next video will build the mastery. In that next video, we're going to break down how to continue this transformation beyond 30 days, how to maintain emotional control for life, how to scale your trading without losing discipline, and how to upgrade your strategy without destroying consistency. And trust me, you don't want to miss that, because that's where the deeper secrets of professional level trading open up. But before you go, if this video gave you clarity, if it made you reflect, if it made you feel stronger, if it helped you see your trading differently, then take 3 seconds right now and hit the like button. It tells YouTube this video helped you and allows more traders to find it. And if you want to keep improving every single day, hit subscribe and turn on the notifications, because we're building something powerful here. And I want you to be part of every step of it. Drop a comment below and tell me which day of the 30-day challenge impacted you the most, which habit you want to break, or what change you felt inside yourself during this process. Your comment might inspire someone else who's struggling right now. And finally, remember this. The trader you want to become is already inside you. These 30 days didn't create a new version of you. They revealed the version that was waiting for you to stop letting emotions run your life. So take a deep breath, acknowledge how far you've come, and step forward into the next chapter with confidence. This is just the beginning. Now go watch the next video, because your transformation continues.